British Nationals hang gliding competition and Sharbray Open. So there's international pilots here as well as Brits. I'm flying in the sport class this time around, so I'm going to be mostly talking about what we're doing in the sports class, but I'll try and mention what's going on in the Open as well. So one thing before we get started, you can see someone's launched from a lower launch there. I don't think they're in the comp. Anyway, so one question I get asked a bit is, what is a hang gliding comp, or how do you score a hang gliding comp? Well, basically it's a race. So there's a race course, which is different every day, and it's set. We call that the task, and that's a series of GPS waypoints. Everybody has the waypoints downloaded onto their instrument already, so it's normally just a case of picking out the ones in the list in the order that we're going to go around them, and then setting how close you have to get to the turn point to register it, the radius on it. So you have this course that you have to fly around, and like any race, to finish first you have to finish, so you have to get to the end of the course. That's your first objective. Now, the way it's normally set up is the organisers consider it a well set task if somewhere between a quarter and half of people are getting into goal. If they don't want to set it so everybody gets into goal, they class that as set the day too easy if that happens. But obviously you want to get some people into goal. And if you get into goal, then it's you get points for how quickly you did it. So you get points for distance, and if you get to goal, you get all the maximum points for distance, and then you get points for time, so how fast you get round, and then you also get some points for leading as well, so being in front, how much you're in front during the race. And that's basically the principle of it. So we had a first task yesterday. I managed to get to goal, which is nice, and today I'm going to try and get to goal again, but a bit quicker. We've got a little bit further to go. So the first task for the sport class, it was 46 kilometres. Today we've got 72 kilometres set, so slightly further, but still not actually that far in these conditions because it's just so strong. It's really good here. So, oh look, there's Darren Brown setting up his setting himself up. So so in these kind of conditions, actually going 72 kilometres isn't that far, which probably means I'm going to be in the bum outfield now after having said that, aren't I? But anyway, so sports class task is that starts similar to last time in that so we're launching off the south side, so that's out over that way, aiming to climb up where that combat over there is just starting to circle. He's just about maintaining. Hopefully, it normally starts going up just around that corner, about where that glider is now. In fact, he looks like he's just going up right on cue as I say that. Look, he's going up. Anyway, yeah, he'll start circling in a moment, and you'll see him come out from above there. So try and the main class are going straight out that way, but the sports class are going to head off down the ridge. Our first turn point is the same as yesterday, but it's on a smaller radius. That means yesterday we only had to get to within a kilometre of it to register it. Today we've got to get to within 400 metres to register it. So we've got effectively 0.6 fly down the ridge. And then the next turn point is out. You can see it. It's out over there basically. It's the second ridge across that you can kind of see, not the one right on the skyline. And then we're basically coming straight back to the campsite after that. So it's a relatively simple, nice task. So my decision, I think what I'm going to do, looking at the way the clouds are building up now and just the terrain, I'm going to go heading straight down the ridge, obviously, because that's obvious, and you can see the clouds to the terrain. So I'm going to come. Oh, hi there, Raoul, you're live. Yeah.
Okay. Hello.
So I'm going to come back, try and stay on the high ground. I'm going to come across on the high ground over to a place called Beaumont there. Now that was absolutely brutal. Like, that was an amazing amount of lift over that yesterday. Slightly scary amount of lift because it had a massive cloud over the top. I actually ended up having to fly away from the turn point because I was worried about getting sucked up into the cloud, and I needed to fly around this cloud to get to the turn point. Basically, if I hadn't come in so high, it wouldn't have been so much of a worry. I'd have just stayed underneath it, and that would have been fine. So that's something to note for today. But that's a place where you can really top up and get a load of height. Oh, I don't know what that's about. Right, and then I'm going to cross the valley on a relatively short crossing. There's a hill over there called the Shark, which we call the Shark's Fin, and then hopefully that will get me. Yep, you're live. And then that will hopefully get us to the far turn point, and then we're coming back over higher ground, and there's clouds building over it, so hopefully that will be fairly buoyant. Also, I came in way too. I was still at 2,700 foot when I got to goal yesterday, which was ridiculous, despite having been pulling flat out speed pretty much from Beaumont. So the last 18 kilometres of the flight was final glide for me yesterday, which I've not really done these kind of big conditions before. Okay, so I'd better get myself ready. We've got 10 minutes before the launch window opens, and then the first start gate is an hour after launch, and I want to try and get off earlier today so I don't get stuck on the ground and not able to start when the start starts. Anyway, yeah. Oh yeah, you can follow this task live. So if you go on Air Tribune, that's all one word, Air Tribune, look up British Nationals and Sharpe Open or something like that, you'll see live tracking. So the live tracking will show the main class, it won't show the sports class, so it will look like there's a few gliders going off and doing something completely different to everybody else, which is actually correct. Oh yeah, sorry, should have said, so the main class, yeah, they've not got down the ridge, they've got a much bigger task. They're basically heading straight to the skyline, so the really big mountain on the skyline there, that's called Pic de Bure, and that always lifts massively, and then they're coming a wide line background, those sort of misty hills, coming all the way background into goal. Same goal in the campsite. Right, I'm going to go and get myself ready now, and yeah, I might do another one of these tomorrow. So yeah, if you like it, put a comment down, and I'll do it again tomorrow. Cheerio. Oh dear, how do I stop this now? Yes.